Element dengan types.
Element and type.
Yes, benar sekali.
Type can what from my understanding lah, kalau type means something yang quite general lah, categorical lah, kategori kan. Element also category, but normally we assume element ni after we explain like we have the major content, and then you want to explain the sub-continent atau element lah. A bit smaller part of the topic macam dia. Benda yang kecil sikit lah, benda macam tu. Benda yang small.
Jadi betul tak, adakah Dr. sokong kalau saya cakap elemen tu lebih kepada yang besar punya tajuk dan types tu merangkumi yang kecil-kecil dalam dia?
Text lah.
Kan contoh macam kita borak pasal word element lah kan. Word element tu tajuk besar. So bila kita buat pecahan bawah-bawah mesti ada types word element tu kan. Betul ke tak, Doktor?
Ya, I tak faham yang satu lagi tu, text. What do you mean text tu? Apa yang maksud dengan text?
Yelah, for example kan, kalau kita sebut elemen kan. Elemen kan macam doktor cakap tadi, dia general kan. So macam type ni doktor cakap dia macam sub kepada elemen tersebut, betul tak?
Type ke? T-Y-P-E-S types ke?
Yes, betul. Bukan T-A-I-P doktor, itu type message.
Types lah, T-Y-P. I think both have almost similar meaning lah, similar meaning. And normally when we use in explaining something, I think types. I think it's applicable for any explanation actually. Kalau you boleh gunakan elemen, dia juga type. Tapi to me elemen lebih more, kalau to me lebih scientific lah. Lebih scientific. Scientific maksudnya dia lebih akademik lah macam tu. Lebih akademik. Kan? Kalau type ni hanya untuk general speaking je. General speaking. Untuk common sense. Yang kan kategorikal sikit. Kalau you rasa saya rasa type tu lebih general lah. Elemen tu lebih spesifik. For example, kalau kata apakah types of type of food kan type of food misalnya. Kita boleh cakap type of food ni like food vegetarian, beef type kan. So element normally is what inside the food actually. What is inside the food? Element. So element like kita have vitamin C, apa macam tu. Elemen selalunya apa yang ada inside the type tadi ada elemen. Maybe we can assume that characteristic. So from apa Vira, you boleh. Kalau tak setuju you boleh discuss. Saya rasa itu ya jawapan saya. Gantung. Apa tadi?
Faham. Saya faham. Terima kasih doktor atas penerangan tu.
Okay. Tapi to me elemen lebih akademik lah. Cara orang kata dalam discussion biasa-biasa ni kita gunakan elemen ni jarang lah. Sebab type ni selalunya lebih digunakan sebab orang lebih faham, lebih digunakan. Dan selalu type-type to explain lebih detail lah. Lebih detail on certain thing kita gunakan element. Okay. Okay, first name Afifah Atira.
Saya doktor.
Ahmad Amin.
Ada doktor.
Okay. Aiman Nur Afrina. Aiman. Ain Zahrin.
Doktor saya. Aiman Afrina tadi.
Ain Zahin.
Ada doktor.
Anis Amira.
Saya doktor.
Anis Syamimi.
Saya doktor.
Ashmanha. Ashmanha.
Saya doktor.
Auni Adlina. Auni. Dia Aizat.
Saya doktor.
Auni dia. Dia Aizat.
Saya doktor.
Fatin Zulaika.
Saya doktor. Dia Aizat ada doktor.
Okay. Fatin Zulaika. Lag ke saya punya suara? Lag. Lambat jawab. Intan Nur Syafika.
Saya doktor.
Izzian Aiza.
Saya doktor.
Khaironisa Husna.
Saya doktor.
Muhammad Hafizul Aiman.
Saya doktor.
Aiman Syahiran.
Saya doktor.
Amirul Fitri.
Saya doktor.
Akil Zuliza. Muhammad Akil.
Ya doktor. Ya doktor.
Muhammad Azim Hamzah.
Ada doktor.
Daniel Amir.
Saya doktor.
Haikal Zulkarnain. Haikal Zulkarnain. Muhammad Mukri.
Ada doktor.
Muhammad Syafiq.
Saya doktor.
Muhammad Syahir.
Ada doktor.
Natzira.
Ada doktor.
Natasha Raudah.
Ada doktor.
Farah Suraya.
Saya doktor.
Iriani.
Saya doktor.
Syahiba Maisarah.
Saya doktor.
Aiman Rozalan.
Ada doktor.
Amira Aliza.
Saya doktor.
Amirah Atira.
Ada doktor.
Akilah Azman.
Ada doktor.
Atira Abdul Rahim.
Saya doktor.
Atira Abdul Razak.
Ada doktor.
Iziyati Abdi.
Saya doktor.
Balkis.
Saya doktor.
Doktor Haikal Zulkarnain ada doktor.
Ya?
Haikal Zulkarnain.
Farah Hanim.
Saya doktor.
Hafizatul Laila.
Ada doktor.
Humaira Anis.
Saya doktor.
Nur Iyazi.
Saya doktor.
Nur Edina.
Saya doktor.
Nur Khairunisa.
Saya doktor.
Nur Basdiana.
Saya doktor.
Nur Najihah.
Saya doktor.
Nur Quratul Ain.
Saya doktor.
Nur Rafizi. Nur Rafizi. Nur Sabrina.
Saya.
Nur Syahira Atika.
Saya doktor.
Nur Syafira Azizan.
Ada doktor.
Nur Zulaika Izzati.
Saya doktor.
Nur Ain Najwa. Nur Syafinas.
Saya doktor.
Nurul Adlina.
Saya doktor.
Nurul Aina Najwa.
Saya doktor.
Nurul Balkis. Nurul Farhana.
Ada doktor.
Izzati. Nurul Izzati Fatil.
Ada doktor.
Nurul Karunisa.
Ada doktor.
Nurul Nur Hafizah. Oku Ama. Oku.
Yes, doktor.
Putri Nur Fatihah.
Ya doktor.
Rahiman Arif.
Ada doktor.
Raja Khasyah Zahra.
Saya doktor.
Syahidatul Amirah.
Doktor. Doktor.
Ya.
Hafizah pada doktor.
Siapa?
Nurul
Your name?
Hafizah pada doktor.
Okay, ada.
Doktor, Norafini ada.
Right. Siti Khadijah.
Saya doktor.
Siti Mia Sara.
Saya doktor.
Siti Nur Balkis.
Saya doktor.
Siti Nur Ain Natasha. Siti Nur Ain Natasha.
Saya doktor.
Siti Nurhanisa Alia. Nurhanisa Alia. Suzy Laika.
Saya doktor.
Tengku Nur Ashikin.
Saya doktor.
And Wan Muhammad Farhan.
Ya, doktor.
Nurul Izzati dah, Nasharuddin. Tak ada.
Doktor Hanisa ada.
Yang tak datang, Nur Rafini Izzati, saya call again.
Saya ada doktor.
Muhammad Haikal Zulkarnain.
Saya doktor. Ada doktor.
So yang tak datang, Nurul Izzati Nasharuddin and Siti Nurhalisa Alia.
Doktor, Siti Nuanisa ada doktor?
Ada? Okay.
Ada. Suara tak dengar je.
Pakai mikrofon masjid. Okay, saya ada seorang lagi international school lah. Saya tak detect. You have any names? Okay. We're going to answer this question as the revision for the previous class. Kalau saya revise lambat pula kan, so kita jawab question je. Okay, look at the first questions. Blank is defined how job tasks are formally divided and grouped and coordinated. So what is the answer? Soalan, siapa tahu jawapan dia? So minggu ni week 5 kan, kita tengok, saya nak cari my body size. Week 5. Ni ya, sila menjerma. Menjerma di skrin. Betul kan?
Itu minggu lepas ada doktor nama.
Minggu lepas? Masih Evan. Oh betul lah, kita dah skip satu ni kan je. Allah Akbar. So minggu ni apa saya skip satu lah. Satu saya start. Minggu lepas ke?
Yang tu minggu lepas.
Mana saya ada tersilap. Ambil satu minggu lah. Okay. Okay, turn on your camera. So turn on your camera. Okay. Okay, we're going to answer this question dulu. So what will be the answer for the first questions? Siapa tahu? Kita dah masuk chapter kan chapter structure kan. So the first question is
Organizational structure.
alright, good. So, siapa yang salah ni minta betulkan your mind. This is the how we divide the task formally group and coordinated. So second question, when Henry Ford became rich by building automobiles using automobile using assembly line, every worker was assigned to specific and repetitive tasks such as putting on the right front wheel and installing the right from the door. The example of apa ni?
Work specialization.
Yes. Yang salah. So dia macam sekarang ni seem like me lah. So I only teach student for business courses dia. I didn't teach like accounting, law ke apa tak. So, very specialized on certain things. So, because the kalau we refer back to the Adam Smith theory on the previous class, Adam Smith say we become more productive when we specialize on certain job. Specialize. Like for example, a clerk only do the clerical things. Like engineer do his job like engineering activities. So every people in the organizations, they are specialized on certain job. So that means they are more based on Adam Smith. He say people are more have more skill and productive when they are specialized. That's why we still using this theory until today. Okay. So next one, number 3. Which are these types of departmentalizations? So the answer will be
Semua kecuali decentralization.
right. Good. Tak ada orang jawab pun ni. Kecuali ni ada. Ada yang jawab ni juga. Tembak lah ni Okay, next one. Sebab soalan ni selalu people student confused. That's why I buat soalan. Sebab I nak you faham dia betul. Because most of the time student confused with the questions. Because the meaning is almost similar. So you need to find the right answers. Okay, next one, number 4. Okay, Zati, nanti I check back.
Doktor.
Yes.
Mana badis doktor yang lain?
Sekejap lagi kita panggil. Kita jawab. Seorang je. Mana? Nurul Hafizah. Kan bagus seorang Sabar bagus ni. Buat kerja yang lagi dengan bapaknya kamu ni. Hafizah, Hafizah, Oku Amal, Hotel Awanja, Canberra, Putri, Nur Fatihah, Rahim Manafif, Haja Khaisah Zara, Syahidatul Amirah, Siti Khadijah, Siti Miang Sarah. Baru datang. Putri, mana Putri tadi?
Ya doktor.
Ayah tengok anak raja mana ni. Kamu raja mana? Perak.
Panjang cerita ni. Johor.
Johor. Ni raja mana raja? Raja mana ni?
Ha?
Raja mana raja?
Selangor.
Selangor. Syahidatul Amirah. Mana? Ada tak? Ada pun?
Kejap doktor.
Saya ada 2 skrin saya nampak. Sebab tu saya pandang kanan sebab ada 2 skrin. Siti Khadijah. Mana? Khadijah Lokman. Siti Mia Sarah. Mia Sarah. Ingat mak kamu mesti minat Mia Sarah tu kan? Dulu Betul tak? Kan? Betul kan? Mia Sarah terkenal zaman kamu tu kan?
Betul.
Dia belum lahir lagi doktor.
Ya ke? Siti Nur Balkis. Mana Balkis? Ada atas. Dia punya manager. Ni syarikat bapak kamu ke? Ni.
Saya ke?
Kan kamu kat KU ni? Kamu MPP ke?
Bukan.
Balkis. Siti Noain Natasha. Rayman Arif, welcome. Rayman Arif. Aisyah. Oku mana? Oku Amal. Okay. Are you in Malaysia ke in other country?
Sir.
Yeah. Are you in Malaysia or in other country?
In another country.
Oh, in the country. Okay, it's okay. It costs a lot if you have. Okay, we proceed with the question number 4. The blank is the unbroken line of authority that extends from the top of the organization to the lowest echelons and clarifies who report to whom. This is a common question. This question always ada dalam you punya exam, in your examination. Normally, this is the popular questions. So what would be the answer? Siti, Noain, Natasha. Dah buat belum? Apa tahu what will be the answer?
Dah, Doktor.
So which one is the answer? Authority, chain of command, or unity of command?
Chain of command.
Okay. Betul, right. Okay, next one, the last one. The blank describe the number of level and managers in an organization. Putri Johor, Putri Johor. TMJ TMJ.
Tak nampak lah Doktor screen.
Tak nampak.
Tak nampak. Jawapannya decentralization. B, Doktor B.
Ya.
Ya, saya rasa lah. You boleh pula Doktor.
Tak nampak. Describe numbers, numbers. Lagi? Siapa ada jawapan lagi? Betul tak? Betul cakap.
Span of control.
Span of control.
Span of control.
Span of control jawapan dia sebenarnya. Amen, salah. Tak apa, jangan risau Putri. Oh my God, salah.
Manusia pernah buat salah Doktor.
Okay. Don't worry. Tak apa. Baca kesilapan ni. It's numbers or level. So for example, I'm the manager. So I have a clerk, I have an officer, I have executive, I have the engineer, okay, over kat bawah So that means I have 4 span of control. Span of control. For example, in restaurant, kalau manager tu ada, they have like a chef and a waiter. Have the apa lagi? Lagi a clerk, a counter, accountant. So how many people yang work under the manager? So normally they have 5, so they have 5 span of control. Number is called. Okay, centralized, decentralized. We're going to explain after this. Okay. So this will be the sikit lah bagi awak nampak. Okay. Nampak? Before that, I want to interview dulu lah. Siti Nurbalkis, where are you from?
Kota Tinggi, Johor.
Wow, apa yang menarik Kota Tinggi Aku want to know what is the best thing, the best
Ada je Doktor.
Kota Tinggi. Ada ABC kan, Kota Tinggi. You have popular ABC. Betul tak? Kan? ABC air batu campur. Dengar juga lah, tak tahu betul ke tak. Tak pernah pergi ke? Siti Balqis?
Mana tu doktor?
Dia kata ada ABC di sana yang popular, ABC kata tahu. Dengar je.
Dia kata yang pernah viral.
Kan viral kan.
Ais kepal.
Ais kepal lah. Ais kepal. Okay, thank you. Khadijah Lokman, where are you from?
Yes, saya doktor. Daripada Muar Johor.
Oh, ni ais kepal juga ni kan? Bukan.
Ais kepal.
Oh, Johor ais kepal. Atau apa? Roti apa yang dengan kacang tu?
Kacang.
Kacang pul.
Kacang pul. Okay, kacang pul. Nanti nak pergi Muar. Putri, apa Johor? TMJ lah, TMJ. Which part of Johor?
Orang oyster doktor, oyster. Oyster doktor.
Oyster kat mana tu?
Oyster doktor.
Oyster kat mana? Kat mana tu?
Dekat Kota Tinggi. Dekat sebelah Kota Tinggi.
Oh dekat kamu dua beradik ke apa ni?
Mana ada. Lain bapa lain mak doktor.
Ya. Satu sekolah
Jauh doktor, di kota. Saya Tiram, jauh doktor.
Oh ya ke?
Iya doktor.
Alright. Tiram Oyster. Ada tempat nama Tiram. Okay, next. Siapa lagi? Siti Noain, Natasha. Dah tadi. Rahiman. Rahiman, where are you from?
Terengganu sir.
Oh, Terengganu kita. Right. Which part of Terengganu?
Maman.
Apa menarik Maman?
Minyak je lah.
Ni Tokek Alibaba. Okay. Nanti at the end of the class nyanyi sikit. Ya, Mia Sarah, where are you from?
Saya daripada Johor Bahru, Johor doktor.
JB. Right, JB. Memang Johor lah hari ni. Okay, Syahdatul Amirah.
Ya, saya doktor. Saya daripada Selangor.
Mana tu?
Di Gombak, Selangor.
Gombak. Kamu Azmin Ali ke? Azmin Ali. Kenal Azmin Ali? Kamu kenal Azwan Ali?
Azwan Ali pun kenal.
Lalu pergi Batu Enam. Kamu dekat Batu Enam ke?
Tak, dekat pinggiran.
Pinggiran. Oh, Gombak.
Batu Cave.
Pinggiran Batu Cave tu. Okay. Kat masjid tu ke? Tak. Jauh sikit.
Mana tu?
Tak tahu kan?
Masjid.
Pinggiran Batu Cave. So yang belakang ni ada yang ada McDonald. Saya tahu tu. Kaisha Zara. Zara. Where are you from?
Johor.
Which part Johor?
Kulai Johor.
Oh lah. Hari ni kita dapat semua orang Johor kecuali dua KL, seorang Terengganu je Yang lain? Siapa lagi tak ada ni? Ku, where are you from, Ku?
Nigeria.
Okay, welcome to Malaysia.
Thank you, sir.
Siapa yang tak ada? So we have 9, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Alright. Dia tak panggil ke? Okay, we proceed with our lecture. Okay, so I'm going to recap what we have studied before in the previous class. So you need to understand all this, the 6 element, the 6 element, you need to understand what is the meaning, because these are common questions. Because I think as the HR student, I think you need to familiar with this element. Like work specialization, departmentalization, chain of command, span control, centralized, decentralized, formalization. Saya nak cerita formalization hari ni, best topik ni best. Kat setengah jam bercerita formalization. And boundary spanning dia tak faham benda tu. Ni dah centralized. I think centralized and decentralized ni sebab Putri salah tadi, saya kena explain balik. Okay, centralized and decentralized, okay. Like KUPTM, we have the headquarters, like HQ, sebelah ni, HQ. So we have about 9 branches. KPTM have 9 branches. So one of them is KUPTM. So we have a branch in KB, Batu Pahat, Ipoh, Alostar, Semporna, KB. Dulu kita ada dekat Gomusang, dah tak ada. Gomusang tu JV, JV dengan I don't know. And Semporna we're going to close down this year because it's not profiting. Mungkin dia akan shift to KK, I have no idea lah. Mungkin kot, I don't know. Ataupun they're going to shift to Sibu, I don't know. The next plan I dengar kat Sibu. Sibu kan Miri, I have no idea. Okay, Johor, Batu Pahat. Siapa Mia tadi? Boleh jalan. Mia ke? Kan? Johor. Okay, centralized means centralized when normally we talk about authority. When we talk about the structure of the companies, we always discuss about the authority. The authority means power, kuasa, power or kuasa. When we want to manage the companies. So for example, during recession, ingat during recession ataupun during economy downturn, okay? Normally the authority belongs to the centralization. We use centralization. Normally belongs to the HQ. HQ have power to give orders selalunya. Because they want to control the branches. Like banks, finance institutions, normally they use centralization structure when they are in the bad shape, a bad economy. But once the company are in good mood ataupun in profiting, etc., they're going back to the decentralization. That means decentralized. When the company are profiting, the company are expanding, especially abroad, for example, they're using this decentralization. That means the branch have the power to manage the company, the branch. The branch have power to independently organize the branches. The branch. Faham? So mana dia? Saya tengok ni. Okay, this will be example of, okay, I'm going to use this as the example. This is structure the company. Okay, when economy downturn, normally we centralize the authorities. When we centralize the authority, so that means only the president have the power. That means decentralization. Centralization means biasanya the president have the power, like to pay the money ke, the salary ke, whatsoever. Only the president have the power. Ataupun to decide certain thing, to give decision making ke, whatsoever. Only the president have power. And when the economy back to normal, or the company are profiting or whatsoever, so president normally give back the authority to the people in the branch ataupun to people like on the floor, bukan on the floor lah, dekat bawah sini. So for the manager ni macam ni, dia akan bagi balik. So we have organic or finance dia pun tak nampak lah. This is an example lah. Okay. So when we decentralize, that means Director General will give the authority to all the deputy director. Dia akan bagi kuasa balik. So centralized means they give back all the authority to Director General. Selalunya only 1% we have the. For example, in our KUPTM, so the authority is more like some area decentralized, some area decentralized. Depend on company decisions. So the company always update monthly. Dia punya ni. So that's why it's a defer degree to which decision making is concentrated at a single point. Dia kata, concentrated at the single point in organization. Normally 1%. Like president, director, atau the manager will have the power. Okay. Okay. Decentralized is the opposite. So what are the advantage? This is common question. What are the advantage when we use the decentralized? Quick to solve the problem. Okay, it's quick to solve the problem because it's easy to, the branch know the problem is the branch. Basically, branch manager will have a knowledge about the problem in the branch, so easy for them to solve the problem. Compare the HQ, normally they are abroad. For example, if we have the branch in overseas, so most impossible the HQ will understand the problem in the overseas kan. So normally people will decentralize the power lah. So more people provide input into decisions, so they will have more knowledge, more understanding about the problem. Employees are less likely to feel alienated from those who make decisions and affect their work life. So basically, we don't want any complaint from the people in the branch, because sometimes if we centralize the decisions, the central ataupun the HQ might make wrong decisions because they don't have enough information, they don't have enough maybe the information lah, the problem maybe the information. So that will be the issue lah. Okay, next will be the formalization. I believe most of you not really familiar with formalization. Jarang dengar the words of formalization, but we always heard about the culture, the word culture, kan? Culture, pernah dengar tak culture? Versus sini Okay, a culture, okay. When we talk about culture, normally we talk about independent decisions. Independent decisions. That means we volunteer to do something, right? Culture selalunya. Culture normally decide by society. When society kata macam ni, so we follow. For example, kan, kita pergi kenduri kahwin kan. Kan baru semalam kan, banyak kenduri kahwin this week kan. So normally we wear baju kurung, right? We wear baju kurung because the society says so. If you want to go for kenduri, it will be convenient if you wear baju kurung compared to other clothing, ada baju-baju lain lah. Selalunya macam tu, right? So dia ada law tak to step ada law to ada tak law yang say that you must wear baju kurung? Ada tak? Tak ada kan? Tak ada. So that means culture is the common agreement, common agreement by the society. So same goes in organizations. So some parts of the practice in organization is what decide by the members of ataupun the society in organization. Apa dia? Kalau you buat tu tak salah. Kalau you buat benda tu tak salah. Because it's the standard agreement, not standard lah, it's the agreement among the people in organization. Contoh dia, apa? Dia culture. Contoh solat lah, you can break for solat like 5 minutes, nobody marah lah, 5 minutes kan. It's common culture. Tak ada ataupun you apa lagi culture. Saya nak tengok apa culture apa saja ni. You can have break 10 minutes at 10 o'clock 40 time boleh ada company buat lah. It's the culture. Okay. And formalization is the opposite. Ni kena faham betul lah formalization. Formalization, mana kita punya tadi? Yang mana saya punya slide? Saya hilang. Slide saya hilang. Oh, kat sini pun. Formalizations is the degree to which job recognition are standardized. Selalunya, for example, attendance kan. Attendance is a culture ke formalizations? Ya, Siti Balkis. Tak dengar je. Which one? Dah like lah. Saidatul Amira. attendance is formalization ke a culture?
Formalize.
Formalize lah. Okay. Formalize kenapa company have to do formalizations like attendance? Because it's to standardize the order or the company. Kalau tidak, ada orang datang kerja, ada orang tak datang kerja, suka-suka hati. It's hard to monitor, susah to monitor. Selalu benda remeh-remeh kita culture kan. Semua yang penting kita formalize. Penting. Yang important thing kita formalize. Selalunya for a new company, when I work in a new company, sometimes attendance pun dia tak kisah sangat. Sebab apa? Because dia nampak everyone is bekerja dengan bagus something like that. So for example like kalau kita pergi dekat Google lah katanya kan, for example I heard that some Google companies, so you tak kisah you datang pukul berapa, because they not formalize the attendance, because people are working like remotes, working at home, something like that. So it's very hard for them to look for the attendance. Something like that. So formalize is used to when normally used to when the job ataupun the task is quite important for the companies. For example like sekarang ni, for example ni open ni for discussion. For example, the government baru ni I think last few weeks, I think last month, I think the government try to formalize the new law, the new law for motorbikes, motoris, because the rate of deaths or motorists is getting higher lah. It's getting higher. Terlampau ramai orang mati menunggang motosikal. So because of that, kerajaan come to conclusion that to culturalize the motorbike to drive secara berdisiplin amat susah. Kita nak culturekan dia, kita nak orang semua memandu secara berhati-hati. That means kita culturekan dia. Semua jaga diri sendiri. Tetapi it's not happening. Ramai pemandu motor yang accident mau. So because of the failure of cultural study, government start to implement new law. New law mean to formalize the law. So formalize, normally people use when they fail to culturalize the task dan sebagainya. Selalunya lah. The organizations use formalization when they fail to culturalize the activity atau the formalization atau sebagainya. They fail to implement a culture like culture sihat, culture minum air ni macam tu lah. So sebab apa kita dulu, kenapa, the question is, ni question kenapa organisation like company or a government normally they start with the culture before they formalize. Kenapa? Siapa ada jawapan? Kenapa the company always start with the culture, and then kalau tak berjaya baru dia come up with formalizations. Raiman. Raiman. Dengar tak Raymond?
Macam mana ni?
Kenapa the company, they always start with the culture dulu. And then kalau dia fail, baru dia mula. After that, baru dia guna formalization. Dia tak start formalization terus. Normally, dia start with the culture.
Dia nak nilai dulu kot.
Sometimes they want to test the acceptance of the employee. Kan? Macam kat rumah lah, like our home. Kan? Kita kat rumah, our parents like father and mother, sometimes dia bagi, kan, Amirah kan, Amirah boleh keluar rumah tak? Boleh tak keluar rumah suka-suka hati? Boleh kan? Tak apa nak keluar. Tapi syarat dia apa? Beritahu je lah. Kan? Beritahu bila nak keluar, beritahu bila nak balik. Right? Ada tak mak ayah tulis undang-undang tu? Tak ada. Kan? Tapi once Amirah breaking the law, selalu curi-curi keluar, tak beritahu everything. And your father and mother start to formalize. Tampal satu kertas kat dinding depan pintu bilik kan. If you want to go out, you need to inform me. If you are not obey the instruction, you are going to be punished. Tu mana dia formalize lah tu. Dia dah bertulis kat pintu tu. Dia tulis, dia tampal kat pintu tu. Makna everyone have to follow that instruction. Nampak tak? So mula parents always start with the culture ke dulu. Culture ni, I mean, we must have to follow but without law. Kita kena ikut lah. We have this formalization. It's very good terms. And we are in the company. If you are the manager, kalau you want to start a new practice or whatsoever, always start with the culture dulu. And then kalau fail, baru you proceed with the formalization. Okay, this is a common structure. Okay, common structure in organization. This is a simple structure. The simple structure normally we can use for small or big company. Natasha, simple structure can be used for small ke big company?
Small.
Yes, small companies. That's why we use a simple. Kan, simple. Simple structure. Selainnya ada apa? Ada boss, ada clerk, cukup. Kadang we have only 1 or 2 employees. Kan semua company kita pergi go for KFC, 7-Eleven. So the manager only have 3 employees. So simple je lah. Just simple structure. Okay. Kalau we have, for example, a manufacturing kan. So we have thousands of employees. We have hundreds of officers. We have hundreds of engineers. So we might not use this simple structure lah. It will be complicated lah. Simple structure. Okay. So this one. Okay, bureaucracy is categorized by standardization. Second one, we call it bureaucracy structure. Okay. So bureaucracy structure is categorized by standardizations. Normally, bureaucracy. Pernah dengar the word bureaucracy? Everyone? Jangan. Okay. Bureaucracy means we have so many steps. Mana dia gambar dia? Tak ada. Tak ada. Spell lah. Aduh. B-E-A. Okay, nampak kat sini? A bureaucracy structure is designed to administer large-scale and systematic coordination between many people working at different level to achieve a common goal. So that mean macam ni. Contoh dia, we have so many workers macam ni, right? Ramai orang kan? Ramai. This simple macam ni. Right? There are so many people. So it is only apply for narrow span of control. Dia kata apply for narrow span of control. Narrow means apa dah narrow? Narrow dia macam ni. Dia atas kecil, bawah besar macam ni kan? Nampak tak? Macam ni kan? Kan? Atas orang dia makin besar di bawah. Macam tu. So normally the government use this type of structure, the government. Because kan, for example like Kementerian Education, Kementerian apa lagi. So dia ada berpuluh ribu pekerja. Kan? So normally they use this kind of bureaucratic structure. Highly routine operating task maksud dia every day they use the same job. They work the same job like counter. So dia buat kerja counter je. Dia tak buat kerja lain kan. Very formalized rule and regulation. Formalized rule. You dah faham perkataan formalized, right? Okay. Task group into functional department. A little bit but functional is functional. What it mean by functional is based on function. Function mean apa? Based on task. For example, kalau dia buat marketing, dia buat marketing je. So normally functional means like accounting, marketing, operating. This is a functional. Based on task. Function mean task, kerja dia. Centralized authority. The centralized authority, narrow. The strength is because you want to easy and efficient. Sebab every one of them have their own job. They know their own job. They're not conflicting each other. Dia tak ada macam seorang buat 3-4 kerja, tak ada. Dia buat satu kerja je. So they are very specialized, they are very skillful and they are very efficient because they do the same thing. Ingat teori Adam Smith, when you specialize, you are very productive. That's why you jangan claim kata kalau government tu dia tak produktif. No, government can be productive if they have specialized in work. They are very specialized in work. Okay. And then we have the next one, the matrix. Ada gambar. Okay, this is a matrix. Lapar ke? Dia tak makan lagi. Makan Khadijah, lapar. Lapar, ya. Lagi. Kita makan kat bawah. Siapa kat kafe, nak pergi kafe. Siapa kat sini, kat kampus, tak ada. Siapa kat kampus boleh saya belanja makan. Okay. So this will be the this is a matrix. Where a matrix is project A manager, project B manager, they are assigned to work in here and here or here or here. Dia boleh assign. Dia ni dipinjamkan untuk bekerja di bawah different president, vice president. Sometimes they can work in here, sometimes they work in here and here and here. It depends. Dia macam cross. Dia ada 2 job. 2 atau 3 job. Macam tu. Mana dia lagi? Sama je design dia, nampak macam ni. This matrix organization. Same thing kan matrix. This is a matrix kan. For example like myself saya, for example saya dekat Airbus organisation. For example saya dekat Airbus di sini. Okay, this is me ada di sini. Airbus organisation. Okay, so I can work with this. Sometimes I work with this department. Airbus organisation. Sometimes I work with the TNC department. Sometimes I work with marketing department. So project manager ni they have many multiple of jobs at one time. Mungkin hari ni kat sini, esok kat sini, esok kat sini. This matrix. So it's combine two form of departmentalization. Combine. So maybe dia bagi 2 department, 3 department, depends on the story. And then we have boundaryless organization. We have virtual organizations. Virtual organization. This is a virtual organization normally for internet company, like internet company. Virtual organization. Macam you all ni virtual organisation dengan saya ni. Virtual organisation tengah remote kan. So ada dekat Johor, dekat Selangor, dekat apa? Terengganu kan. 3 negeri ni. We are virtual organisation. Online tak payah lah. Okay, Mintzberg. Okay, Mintzberg ni is under Mintzberg theory. M-I-N-T-Z-B-E-R-G, Mintzberg. Andy Mintzberg. Kau kena ingat orang Asia kena ingat Mintzberg teori ni. Because apa? Sebab dia yang memperkenalkan slow ya. Banyak sangat tak ya. Okay, it's almost similar to what we had discussed before. But Mintzberg come up with their own solution juga lah. Own solution. He say about the simple structure that we discussed just now. Like he say, simple structure is small shop, new agencies, and machine bureaucracy highly formalized. Ini yang kita discuss tadi. Tak nak discuss balik professional bureaucracy, bukan sama je. Divisional or diversified, if we have the branches like banks. Bank, we have the divisional organization. Okay. Bank, manufacturing, normally they have this kind of structure. Adhocracy atau innovative organization ini macam Google lah, Google bagi Apple kan, dia orang organ, sebenarnya IT companies, normally IT companies. So apa bagusnya Google ni, they have flexible work, there's decentralized decision, dia ada power. Saya ingat pada 1995 when I work with Telekom Malaysia, masa tu dia tengah organize, dia restructure the organisation. Dia move from bureaucratic, dia move from democratic, bureaucratic tadi yang narrow structure tu, kan? Dia move from narrow structure to the innovative structure. Masa tu saya ingat lagi, masa tu biasanya engineer dia ada 2-3 orang kerani, technician dan sebagainya, right? Selalunya engineer dekat TM. So I was part of it. So masa tu dia tengah restructure, so dia ubah apa dah? Dulu biasanya satu engineer ada seorang kerani, ada seorang technician selalunya. And dia ubah kepada, so ada ramai kerani dalam satu department, we have like 40 ataupun 50 clerk, because depend numbers of engineer. Kalau engineer ada 50, ada 50 clerk, adalah a few technicians, kan? And then dia restructure, masa tu 10 engineer ada satu clerk, 10 engineer only one clerk, and then a few technician. Because they believe the engineer have more knowledge, have more educated, so they can do all the jobs. Satu So macam innovative organisation lah. So dia orang bekerja sangat independent. Tak perlu. Dia tak perlu kerani, tak perlu apa semua, tak perlu lagi. So the company save a lot of money lah actually. Sebab dia bayar gaji mahal untuk engineer tu. Okay, reshaping organization, the organization size. In organization, we always discuss about the size of organization, because the size from kajian, on the previous research, they say the size determine a lot of impact on the performance of organization, because people believe small company is easy to manage. Big company, small, is hard to manage. Okay, so it's going to give influence to the organizational performance ataupun the productivity. Okay, so the last size determine type of structure tadi. Big company, maybe they need bureaucratic structure. Maybe they need innovative structure. Sometimes, like kita depends juga, depend on the organization. So big company like 2,000 employees, they need more specializations. Maybe they have more departmentalization. They have hundreds of departments sometimes. They have hundreds of branches. Macam for example banks, finance company like Maybank, kan hampir setiap daerah ada branches in Malaysia, kan. So it's very hard for them to control, to manage. So they have to decide either they want to go for decentralized or they want to go for centralized. They have to go for bureaucratic or they have to go for innovative. It depends. They want to go, how many span of control, how many people work in one place, right? So they have to decide all these things. So the size determine a lot of decisions, determine a lot of decision making. So for organization like Maybank, for example, like KPTM, for example, they have to decide how many people they can afford to manage, right? To manage in one time. That's why nampak mungkin at this time they only have like, I nampak KPTM they have about 200 je in one branch. In one branch average 200. So total we have about 1,000 employees. So what will be the impact if we unable to manage, we going for make it a wrong, like unable to monitor all the employees, kan? So that will be a big decision if we talk about the organizational size. Nanti kalau you peluang, you boleh discuss lagi dengan your lecturer in HR lecturer about the size ni. The economic force also determine juga, we discussed earlier, the economic forces, like just now I say about the economic downturn. Okay, economic downturn selalunya kita go for centralized. Bila economic back to normal, kita use decentralized. Okay? So sometimes economic hello? Hello? Okay, so technology also can influence the way we make decisions. For example, we have the innovative tadi kan? Innovative tadi. Mana tadi? So when we have technology, we have the internet, so we can decide either want to go for whatever structure yang sesuai based on kita mungkin go for apa tadi? Ni modular, hollow ataupun virtual. You boleh tengok sama je, lebih kurang je lagi ni. Okay, sometimes we make decision what type of structure tadi is depend on the regular undang-undang by the organisation atau by the government. Government determine the structure. Simple Indonesia have no idea the company can be structured way because the way they always be done. Simple Indonesia, okay. And then because the culture, fad or trend, just sekarang trend, we go for simple organisation trend ataupun we go for virtual organisation trend kan. Orang semua nak kerja kat rumah sekarang sebab tak nak kerja office dah kan. You all kan, nak datang kampus sen depan ni. Bulan 7 kena masuk balik kan. So you all nanti mesti melihat nak datang kan. Kat sini makan susah sikit lah makan. Ni satu lagi lah, tak cerita juga. Okay. Last kot ni. Last. This last one Kita semua lapar, I pun lapar. Okay. Puteri lagi lapar, muka lapar Puteri.
Ada kena diet doktor.
Natasha tak lapar, tengah masak ke? Dia masak lari. Okay, last one. We have the characteristic and organic structure model. Okay, ini tadi kita discuss banyak-banyak structure kan. Ada 5 ke 6 structure kan. This structure when we generalize, kita cuba apa? Cuba generalize sikit lah. Tengok contoh sini dia kata, the more scarce, dynamic and complex environment, dia kata, the more scarce, dynamic and complex environment, the more organic structure. Okay, the more organic structure. The more abundant, stable and simple environment, the more mechanistic structure will be preferred. So kat sini kita can understand organic structure lebih kompleks, mekanik lebih simple. Itu je. Kita tengok gambar ni bersama. Mechanic model, highly specialization, rigid departmentalization, clear chain of command, narrow span of command, centralized, highly formalized. So soalan ni macam mana tau? Soalan ni tanya, which type of models preferable when the company is using centralized authority? So what will be the answer? Ini question dia kan. Which type of structure is preferable if the organization is using centralized authority? What will be the answer? Balkis. Sibuk buat kerja apa Balkis?
Rasa buat nota lah.
Sibuk penuh. Ya. Apa soalannya? Kan tak fokus. Siapa nak baca kan? Apa soalan dia? Satu soalan RM10 kena bayar kan? Penat ulang kan? Apa soalan dia Khadijah? Khadijah kena bagi soalan. Bagi tahu Balkis, dengar ni Balkis. Khadijah akan bagi soalan lah.
Ya doktor.
Ni pun tak dengar juga kan? Masya Allah, korang tak fokus lah.
Dengar doktor, dengar tak apa.
Korang lapar sangat ke? Kan? Minggu depan kita belajar subjek stres. Kan? Kalau lapar sangat, menyebabkan kamu stres. Jadi tak dapat belajar lagi. Betul? Amira kan? Okay, soalan terakhir supaya kita habis ni. Soalan terakhir. If the company is using centralized authority. Okay. Nah, centralized authority faham tak? Centralized authority mana kuasa pada siapa? Kuasa pada siapa? Centralized authority. Mia Sarah, kalau centralized authority, kuasa tu ada kat siapa? Ada dekat branch ke ada kat HQ?
Dia dekat SQ.
Okay, ada kat HQ. So, which of structure is preferable? Mechanistic or organic? Which one? Mechanistic ke organic? Which one is preferable?
Mechanistic.
Saya tu?
Mechanistic.
Mechanistic. Sebab apa? Mechanistic dia lebih centralized, senang. Kuasa dia sebab dia sendiri tulis clear chain of command, centralization, highly formalization. So bos kat sini senang, kat atas ni senang nak bagi instruction. Senang instruction. Sebab tu dia kata centralized authority. Centralized authority. Mechanistic. Kalau organic, dia ni share authority. Mungkin dia punya kuasa sama je. Tiga orang ni dalam bangunan ni, ada 3 orang ni. Tiga orang ada kuasa yang sama. Sebab tu dia decentralized. And they are cross-functional. And very low. Nampak ni yang bagus ni. Organic model ni, apa dia? Itu yang last sekali. Apa dia? Low formalization. Apa maksud low formalization? Mungkin dia orang ni kerja kat rumah je. Mungkin dia orang ni tak perlu datang office. Mungkin dia orang ni tak perlu punch card. Mungkin dia orang ni tak perlu pakai baju kurung datang kerja. Pakai seluar pendek pun boleh. Sebab low formalization. Faham Putri? Faham Putri?
Faham doktor, faham.
So ada kelebihan dia, ada ni. Alright? Okay. Dah habis. Ni apa ni? Ni kajian je lah. Saya lah. Ni kalau kamu nak buat kajian masa FYP nanti boleh lah. Tengok kat sini balik. Adakah strategi menentukan organizational design? Soalan dia kan. Adakah strategi menentukan organizational design dan juga menentukan performance organizations? Does it determine structural design? Does it determine performance and satisfaction of the employees? So ini kajian lah. Bila kamu dah nak buat FYP nanti, we come back to this page and you can discuss of this and become one of your research paper. Okay. This is the questions. Right. Ada soalan? Questions before we end our meeting today? Questions? Raiman, budu banyak ke? Budu ke apa? Kepuk kan. Kemaman banyak ke budu tak? Budu ke? Orang Terengganu kan? Banyak?
Tak makan sangat.
Tak makan sangat? Tak apa, nanti Puteri nak Khadijah pun nak boleh jual.
Sedap lah doktor budu. Budu sedap.
Sedap kan? Saya pun suka budu.
Sedap.
Doktor.
Makan
Saya kat KU ni.
Oh, KU. Tuan makan. Amin jumpa
Doktor,
dekat
saya dekat kedai nasi ayam di depan ni.
seorang je lah. Jumpa saya kat kafe. Betul lah Amin ni kau. Kalau saya tunggu tak ada orang ni.
Saya kat KU ni, tak tipu.
Jumpa saya kat ni. Datang bilik ni, bilik tingkat 2. Ada ke ni?
Sekejap, on the way.
Seorang boleh lah banyak makan, orang main tak boleh lah. Bankrupt saya kan. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih doktor.
Terima kasih doktor.
Terima kasih doktor.
Terima kasih doktor. Terima kasih doktor.
Terima kasih doktor.
Terima kasih doktor.
Baik.
Terima kasih doktor. Terima kasih
Kenapa dia tak
doktor.
keluar ni?